Well, hey, Judy Hill. How are you? What's up, Florida? Yes. Hey, family. Hey, Mr. Dynamite, my love. Yes. How you guys doing? Thank you for being here. Yes. Yes. Welcome, everybody. Yes. Wednesday, when am I going to see you in person again? Welcome. Yes. Thank you, Queen. I think it's good, man. Yes. Thank you, guys. Happy Friday. Come on. Come on. Okay. Yes. Welcome. I am good. I am good. I am good. I am shouting. Thank you. Welcome to dannIGeeLive. I am here in Washington Heights, New York. Hey, yes, Miss Thing. I see you, Jaida. Yes. I am good. I feel blessedly fully recovered from my little bout with COVID. And just, guys, this thing is still out here in these streets. So please be careful wherever you go. Mask where you can. Do what you need to do to keep yourself safe. It's warm in here, but I got my Beyonce fan on. Okay, give me Beyonce. How are you guys? Oh my goodness. First of all, before I bring in my guests, I just have to always say, we are dealing with so much in this country, around the world, absolutely, but this country, last week's violence across our country, oh my goodness, the parades and I just don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know how to feel anymore, but all I can do is say, prayers up to those families, healing to those that were hit with, the artillery and are trying to make it through. So just prayers up for those communities that were affected last weekend on the West Coast and in Illinois. And it's just, I don't know what we're going to do as a country, but we have to come together. And so many prayers go out to everyone that was affected. And just to yourselves, stay safe and keep your loved ones close. And then this news of the former Japanese prime minister. I mean, it's just, what is going on in these streets, kids? But I just pray you are staying safe. You and your families are staying safe and healthy and well. And, just really take care of yourselves. So yes, lots going on. Hey, Kate. I feel like I had this on last time I was on. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Yes. So my guest today, I want to throw on her picture because she is just gorgeous. Where's that photo she sent me? Okay. Oh my. Well, I'm covering half her eye, but just fabulous. Okay. And Miss Jaida and I only just met like a few weeks ago. At the end of May, I was traveling to Philly to my niece's graduation, and as luck would have it, I missed my train, my Amtrak train, by 1 minute, literally a minute. You all should have seen me trying to run through that station. Okay, because I don't run anymore. All right, I just don't run. In any case, I get to the track. The train is literally pulling out. And so I changed my ticket. I go upstairs. I had enough time to have a cocktail. So I go to this new bar that's in the new Penn Station, the Moynihan Station. Really nice bar to have a glass of wine, relax. And sitting next to me is this beautiful sister. And I'm on the phone with a colleague having a moment because, things are just shifting and changing everywhere. And she overheard my distress. And she actually asked me, is everything okay? As I'm now remembering this conversation. And I shared with her what was going on, and we just struck up a conversation and found that we had not just, a love of the arts in common, but she is also a dancer. And not just any dancer, but trained at Cleo Parker Robinson in Colorado. And so wait, let's see if I have any other photos I can share really quickly. You guys are good. You guys are good. Look, working it out. Yes, working woman. She's a businesswoman. So, as you saw in the flyer, Jaida Pervis is an executive luxury matchmaker. Okay, so a little departure from, what I normally talk about, but first of all, I'm a Libra. I'm a bona fide Libra. And so I believe in love, and I'm in love with love. And I really want to hear everything she has to say about matchmaking. And she is also a relationship strategist. She has been a matchmaker and relationship expert for over a decade, Her expertise has been featured in Cosmopolitan, UpJourney, Yahoo Sports, ABC News, and more. And so I just can't wait to talk to her about love. And please, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. All right, so let me get out of here. And I believe she has sent me a request to join. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. Let's see. Fingers crossed. This is her first live, I believe. She said it's her first. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How are you? Beautiful.
Good. How are you? That was a wonderful introduction.
Oh, no, yes, of course. You look beautiful. This is beautiful as when we first met that day. Yes, lips. Getting a lip.
Warm. It's a little warm in here, so I should have a Beyonce fan.
Do you guys hear? Do you hear that buzz or no?
No.
No. Okay, good. I haven't at enough of a distance because I have an old school air conditioner because old school. So I have to have my little fan on in the corner because this is all DIY. But thank you for doing this today. And I have so many questions. And I remember even saying to you, let me not ask these now. So in that moment when I met Jaida, guys, I said to her, you're a what? You're a who? I've never met a bona fide matchmaker in my life, right?
Yes.
You see the reality shows, and who knows what that's about, really. But I had so many questions. But then I said to her, hey, would you be interested? And I do this thing, this IG Live thing. Would you be interested in coming on? And she said yes. So here she is, kids. So first of all, tell me how you've been since we met and where you're calling in from.
DC.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been great. Remember when we met, I was single. I am no longer single.
Oh, wait a minute, kids. Oh.
Single. Yeah, let me wipe my own face. Yeah, so there's that. Work is good. Podcast is launching in a couple weeks. So yeah. everything is good.
So wait, I am just floored by that news. Now, okay. So I'm gonna start there. Real quick. Okay. So is this someone that you were dating when we first met, or just something brand new?
It's new.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's from you. You remember we were talking about online dating?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just won't do it. I just will not do it. I did it right after I met you.
Oh my God.
The second person I met and was like, oh, I love him. Like, he's amazing.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
And does he live in the DC area?
Yeah. How do you look at, I know. But
I'll get more of the skinny on that.
Because we had talked about it. I wouldn't have probably done it had we not had that conversation.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, I've tried it here and there, and I definitely have friends who have tried it and successfully. Yeah. And so, to each his own, right? And so I'm so glad that worked out. Well, hey girl, Fingers. It's better than talking to a matchmaker that's actually linked up, because people be like, say, what now?
Well, you know what? Because so many clients will say, how are you a matchmaker and you're single? But I haven't always been single. But it's that, people want to make sure that you're successful in what you do. And they want to make sure, just like a trainer, want your trainer to be fit. Yeah. Or you're not going to let them train you. So
exactly. It reminds me of that scene in Sex and the City where Carrie Bradshaw is doing her book tour, her book signing, and one of the women in the audience was like, have you ever been married? And she's like, no. And they were like, well, why are we paying to listen to you?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. Just like dancing. If somebody wants to dance, but you've only been dancing for 2 months, I wouldn't trust that you're an expert in your field. So
speaking of dance, before we jump into the dating stuff,
yes, girl, let me
please discuss our right. Can we please discuss our shared dance history? So you're from, literally, guys, you met one good time, but remind me your background, where you're from, and how you got into dance.
Yes, so from Denver, born and raised, lived there forever. Started dancing probably when I had to have been like 4, maybe. Started with ballet. Got out of, like, everybody starts with ballet for the most part. But started with ballet, got into Cleo Parker Robinson, auditioned, got into her training group.
Yes.
Was 4, pretty much through high school. And then I just wanted to take a break. It just wasn't for me, but
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. It's amazing. It's so funny when I said, oh, I dance too. I said, I'm from Denver. You were like, Cleo. You knew.
Come on, it's all about Cleo Parker Robinson, you know, the heavyweights. You know, you got the Cleo Parker Robinson, you got your Philadelphia, Lulu
Yep.
Washington out in LA, Dayton Contemporary Dance Company, and of course, Dallas Black Dance, who are coming here next 2 weeks.
Oh, I saw that. I saw
2
that.
weeks from today, they're going to be here performing for Summer Stage, so I'm so excited. And so since we met, have you gotten to see any dance since then?
I haven't. There was the show that you sent me that was at the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
But I was actually not here. I was traveling, so I missed it. But
well, much more to come, and
Yeah.
I'll send you recommendations if I know of anything, for sure. And so, what a connection! And of course, I know Miss Cleo Parker. She's a divine being, and Jaida and I chuckle because I don't want to say your age, but I think Jaida may have been in the house. She may have been really young. When I represented Philadelphia at the Black Dance Conference in Denver, that had to be, I want to say 1990 or 1990, sure. And I was telling her how my partner and I, we did a women's duet, and we didn't have time to fly in and get acclimated to the altitude. And I think we flew in that morning and tried to perform that night. And when I tell you guys, it was a hot mess. That was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And the legendary Catherine Dunham was in attendance, and I was just mortified. Like, my partner and I didn't even come out for a bow. We were so mortified. But in any case, that's our shared love history. And so please share with us how you got into the business of love and matchmaking. Right, look.
Well, similar to you, definitely I'm a romantic. So I love love, have always loved love, have been obsessed with it. A friend of mine in Colorado told me about an opportunity for a matchmaking company. I had never done it before. I was in education before, but I had matched like friends, family, colleagues. I just was always like, oh, this person could be good with this person. I was just, so I applied for this opportunity and I got it. And I have never looked back. I worked for this company for several years. I loved it. Now I'm kind of doing some things on my own and working with another company, and I love it, doing a lot more coaching. I can't even tell you how it just feeds my spirit, because it's love and you put them together. I just had a client a couple weeks ago. She's a widow, woman in her 60s. I matched her with another gentleman who's also widow.
Oh, beautiful.
They're like, they dated for like 7 months, and they're like, we're getting married. We're older. We already know what we want. We both lost our spouses. Like, stories like that are just incredible.
That, and I love that, because I feel like I see so many, even women in my age group that are kind of like, I'm over it all. And I just believe in, keep loving until the day you pass on from this earth. But what I'm actually curious about, when you first got into it and you were first hired for a career like this, what is the training like?
So that's a great question. Not everybody does the same thing. I actually went to the Global Love Institute. It used to be the Matchmaking Institute in New York. Certified through the Matchmaking Institute. There are quite a few people that do it that have no certifications. They just are like, I'm a matchmaker, let me start a business. So to each their own, but it's a lot about the science of relationships, the science behind relationships. So it teaches you quite a few things about that, because it's not just intuition. You can't just say, this person is handsome, this woman is beautiful, or that's not how it works. There's a lot of different things behind it. So I actually went and took a course and got certified, but not every matchmaker is certified. And it was in New York.
Wow. And so we talk about the heart. And we talk about, obviously, if you see someone that you like or are attracted to, there's that instant attraction or the pheromones or what have you. But now you're talking about the science of it. What is the science of it?
Oh gosh, that's a intense question, because there's so much. So a lot of it comes down to personalities. A lot of it comes down. I don't know if you've ever taken an Enneagram assessment, but a lot of like your behaviors and
Oh
how,
yeah, for a work interview I did once a long time
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
So just your attachment style, how you believe in love. A lot of it has to do with how you perceive love growing up, how you saw.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those different things come into play when you're looking at getting two people successfully together.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a
Girl.
little cold there. But so when you're bringing two people together, what are some of the initial things you look for that might be a match? I mean, I don't even want to get into the financial stuff yet, but just even in terms of, because is it not true that opposites attract, or does that really not so great?
It can be, but a lot of it too depends on someone's past and their hurts and what are they,
Mm.
they're healed. Some people get in relationships just for the sake of having a relationship, but they haven't necessarily done the work on themselves yet.
Mm.
So there's a few different factors. Of course, we want to do it based off of someone can say, you know, which everyone says, oh, they have to be hot. I mean, everybody wants somebody that's attractive, right? But aside from that, what are their core values? What do they believe in? What are their family values? What are their future goals? How are they financially? Like, there's so many different things. What type of trauma did they experience in the past? How were their past relationships? Why did their marriages end? So there's so much that ties into that can
Mm.
like what type of person someone is.
Right.
Different assessments too. So there's a few different ways. It's not just about how tall they are.
Right.
Or how beautiful someone is. There's quite a few factors that go into it. But opposites do attract, I do find.
So these are like, I mean, you're really looking deeply at psychological profiles, it almost sounds like.
Yeah. Well, you have to get to know the client. So you have to do a lot of digging to know for them on their level, where did not, I don't want to use the word go wrong in their past relationships, but what are some things that they did in their past relationships that are trends? Sometimes we'll have people do a dating resume. If you see on your dating resume that so many things are the same,
Yeah, patterns.
There are some patterns that we can identify. So there's a lot that goes into it. I wish it was as simple as just like, oh, he's cute. They're definitely
well,
not.
I mean, even if you don't use a service like yours,
Yeah.
I mean, getting into a relationship, especially a serious relationship, it should not be taken lightly or cavalierly. Like, you want to know that the person that you're going to be spending a lot of intimate time with, I don't just mean physically, but a lot of intimate personal time with, that you really know this person. Look, girl, especially these days. That's
the thing. Well, that ties into online dating. I hear so many stories from clients who have done online and it was not the best experience for them. So it's extremely skeptical to try it for myself, because there's such a thing that I call it when I tell clients. I say that people have a swipe mentality now, right? Because I don't know how many years, COVID is still going on, but essentially 2 years.
Yeah.
Indoors. What were people doing? Swiping, but it was all about how they looked. It had nothing to do with who they are as a person. Are they a good parent? Are they active in their children's lives? How are they a good son? I mean, there's so many other things to look at. So I tell people all the time, you've got to get out of that swipe mentality. And yes, it's nice to have that eye candy, but to go the distance,
right?
There's so much more.
Because first of all, that eye candy is going to turn into old candy.
That eye candy is not always going to be so attractive. But that's true. I mean, you base it off how somebody looks today. Where are you going to be when you guys are 65, 70 years old? Is that still what are you going to have to talk about?
Yeah, and basing everything on looks too. You know what it brings to mind, especially as a performer. And my girl Stephanie just joined, who's an amazing vocalist as well as a stylist. Hey, Steph. It reminds me of the principles behind that show, The Voice.
Yes.
Right? Where they are not judging you based on, oh, you're a hot body, but let's just hear your voice.
Yeah.
And so it kind of brings that to mind, like really diving into the person's id and their personality, and of course, which you'll still have to keep learning as you're with this person, but just the immediate outset stuff. And do you get so let me ask you this. Do you find that, I mean, maybe it's a hard question to answer, but the percentage of your people that are looking in, say, the last couple of years for you, have they already been married?
Yeah. A lot of them have already been married. If not, they've been in long-term, like engagements. You know, we have people that were engaged for a long time and it just didn't pan out, but a lot of them have been married, and some of them have lost their spouse, like I was mentioning.
Mm.
That's something to look at. I mean, the majority, a lot of the people that I work with are age range. I think the age varies, but I think as you get a little bit older, over 33, 34, they've been married. Even if I mean, I've had people that say, oh, I've got married at 25, but it didn't work because we were too young.
Mm. Yeah. And
Yeah.
do a lot of your clients have children already?
Yes.
So that's really important too, because, you know, bringing someone around your children.
Yeah, I know that's tough, especially depending on the age. But then, you know, then you have that balance if there is someone that has children and someone that does not have children, and then you have to figure that out. How does that work? Can I be a step parent? Am I ready to be around kids?
Mm. And I guess too, so even with that, because as a woman, never having had
Yeah.
children, God, not all these questions are like, so like, let's say you have a woman who doesn't want, she has children, she's single now, she doesn't want any more kids.
Yeah.
Is that something she puts in her profile? Like if she's looking for a mate, like maybe that man hasn't had kids yet, or that partner hasn't had any children and they want children. So
Yeah, that's the benefit of having a matchmaker, because we would put together a profile essentially on her behalf, but then it's my job to kind of seek out the people and talk to them and say, you know, yes, this person has kids, or no, this person doesn't have kids, but they're interested, or they may want to have more, like just to kind of coach them through that.
mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people, sometimes I've had people say kids are a deal breaker because some people just don't want to have kids. I mean, I've worked with people in their 40s and 50s and they just don't want to have kids. It's rare, but I do find that people are a lot more open, especially now, because, you know, you mentioned it as you started, this, so much is happening in this country right now. I mean, people want love and they want to find their person, and they want to not put so much emphasis on minor things.
Yeah.
So.
And so, you know, we talk about, I mean, obviously this is not a cheap endeavor. You know, I don't know if you feel comfortable saying how much you've charged in the past, but there's a cost. And so what do you find is the driving factor mostly when people go looking for a matchmaker? Is it they don't have enough time in normal time, or maybe they're just coming up against, you know, brick walls and trying to do it by themselves?
Yeah, all of that. I think it's people who are busy, successful professionals. You know, it's interesting because so many of them, CEOs, doctors, lawyers, athletes, all these different things, their house in order, but their love house is not in order. So it's, you know, you've worked so hard, you make X amount of money, and then you come home to this big, beautiful house and all these cars, and who is there other than your dog? So they don't have the time. So they want somebody to help them manage that. They don't have the time to swipe. They don't have the time to email. They don't have the time to like. They don't have the time to, you know, reply and send a flirt or however it works.
Okay, right.
But they have us. I mean, we take care of that for them. So we kind of and coordinate their love lives while they take care of their financial life. So it's I mean, it's kind of a sweet deal when you don't have to, when, you know, you trust a company to send you profiles, talk to you about people, coach you through things, provide you with feedback, let you know where you're missing things, what can be worked on.
Yeah.
I would do it. My younger self, had I not, I would have used a matchmaker before I got married, and I probably would have still been married, but I am divorced.
Oh, I forgot we talked. Yeah, you were married. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Right. And so I would assume that your company comes highly recommended and there's a good track record. Is that the way the way to say it?
Yes, we have a lot of engagements, proposals, even, I mean, you know, I've been doing this now almost 10 years. So it's referrals too. I have such a big network with matchmakers. I know we were talking about it. Matchmaking is kind of like it's no longer an underground society. Like it's blowing up. So I have quite a few colleagues all over the world that have companies. So just even doing collaborations with them and doing a match to match
Oh,
collaboration.
wow.
Yeah, there's so many of us. I was telling you, that's why I was in New York, was for the matchmaking conference.
Right. And do you think, I mean, obviously it's a lot of times like with main, when it comes into the mainstream,
Yeah.
it makes it less like weird and taboo. Or like okay, all right. So I tried a dating site, right? Like
Okay.
3-4 years ago, or actually longer, because I've been with my boyfriend now 5 years, but whenever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And the assumption of me doing that was that I was desperate, you know? And that was my mom, actually. My mom was like, are you that desperate? I was like, dang, mom. I'm just out in these streets trying to like
Live my life, mom.
so there was that stigma, right? I don't think that particular stigma is in place anymore, but we hear the word matchmaker, and I don't remember what the name of that TV show was, but I think it was on VH1 or something, and
Millionaire match.
Was it?
The Millionaire Matchmaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, these people that your clients are all millionaires, maybe they are. I don't know, but they obviously have to have a certain amount of coin.
Yes, they do.
Is there, again, no numbers, but do you guys have a minimum?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. And so when you're putting your matches together,
yeah,
I mean, of course, do they have sort of like a yearly minimum match that they want that person to kind of be near, or does that not matter depending on the gender? I'm curious.
Are you saying as far as from a financial perspective, do they want?
Yeah. Like say a man comes in and he makes, let's say, $1 million.
Yeah.
Does he expect his match to be on that level, or are they more flexible? Because we talked about this too, whereas in reverse, women are like, well, I want the guy to be like, ka.
Yeah.
But the men are usually like, I just want her to be nice and kind.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Men are usually kind, attractive, good mom if she has kids, good family values. But women are very much like, he's got to make 500,000 plus. I want him to have this type of car. I want him to live in this, especially in New York. They're like, oh, he's got to live in, wherever the areas are. Like there's a bunch of different areas.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They're neighborhood specific, huh? They're zip code specific.
Neighborhood specific. I hear Chelsea a lot. I hear, I think Chelsea is one that I hear more often.
Interesting.
But yes, men are a little bit more laid back, surprisingly. I mean, yeah, they focus more on how a woman will present herself.
Yeah.
So if he's a high-powered CEO and he's got events or things that he has to go to, can she present herself well? Is she well-spoken? Is she going to be, a good communicator with people? How is she going to be with family? Women in the beginning are very much like, I need to make sure that I'm, we're good, that we have enough money collectively between the both of us. So
does it ever come up from the women to the men, how they present themselves? Because like for me, it's very important for me in the circles that I run that I'm with a date that knows how to speak well, that, I'm saying, use the right fork.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but it's interesting because that's something that comes up. People want someone that has good etiquette and can have conversation. And who doesn't want somebody that you can take to an event and you don't have to worry that you have to babysit?
Girl, you'd be surprised, girl.
But you know what? You see, that's what I'm saying. So you want to go to an event. Do you want to sit there and have to say like, okay, are they going to be okay talking to these people? Do I need to go intervene? Like you want somebody.
Oh, no, not intervene.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It has happened. So
yeah.
But I think it's very different what you would think want versus women. Very different.
Yeah, I love being able to go to a function and know that my partner is over there. I don't have to babysit him. He's not gonna, he can hold his own.
Right.
Basically.
Go to a lot of functions. So that's important.
Yeah, that's important. And so when you do make a match, because we also talked about when people they get a match and then it doesn't work, and then I don't think you said they get refunded, or do they get wait this I don't know the terminology, so I'm sorry. Do they get like a credit after a certain period of time?
So there's a certain amount of matches that they get with their membership. So if one doesn't work, then we continue the search. But the goal is, of course, to get them in a relationship. So no, there's no, oh, sorry, didn't work out, you're done. We don't do
Right.
But
And what constitutes a relationship? Is it when those two people decide they're going to be together, they're monogamous, they're engaged?
Yeah. So typically what will happen is we get feedback from both parties. So they'll say, I want to see this person exclusively and see where it goes. He will say, I want to see where this goes. I'm not interested in meeting anybody else right now. That is essentially a relationship. If you just want to focus on that one person and see where that leads you, that is a relationship. And then, of course, obviously, at the end of the day, we want to see somebody get engaged. That's like, woo, that's ever. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And so do you so I think about my, I'm sorry, my mind is jumping all over the place. But hey, Sullivan Dumas from Alvin Ailing. I support you, boo. I think about when I go to my gynecologist's office. I'm sorry, y'all. My GYN.
Right.
And she has photos on her wall of, all the babies that she's helped birth and bring to work to life, or couple, whatever. I saw also fertility. She's helped couples with their fertility and all these things. So is that similar? Do you get letters down the line like, hey, it worked out, girl, we got kids now?
Yes. It's more or less about engagements and weddings, like wedding announcements. Kids, it's so far down the line sometimes when they have kids.
Yeah. And do you get invited to their weddings?
Engagement?
Oh,
100. Yeah.
Oh, you froze up a little bit. I'm sorry. So do you get invited to the wedding?
Oh, yes, I have. I have before. Yes.
Yes. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's so fun to see your work come to fruition.
I said, that's what I was telling you in New York. I was like, it's so fulfilling.
Yes. Oh, that's super cool. And so, as you're doing this work, what are some of the things, just even outside of being a matchmaker, but just normal one-on-one meeting somebody, what advice would you give? I guess it's so hard to say. Everyone's so different, but a young woman, say in her 30s, I don't know, early 30s, just, okay, I'll say this. All right, so I have, 2 young nieces or whatever, but maybe things to look out for that might make a good partner, because they're both very independent. They're both really attractive and super smart. What are some good things to really look out for that are actually qualities that you can sort of pinpoint intuitively?
I think, and I would say this to anybody, that there's a few core things that you want to look for. First of all, you want to make sure that they're just a kind human. How do they treat wait staff? How do they present themselves?
Let me stop there, because that right there is so key. I don't know how many dates I've been on with this fool girl snatching things and talking
no.
One and done.
That's one and done. That's a red flag. So if they're rude or they're just not nice people, and treat people almost as if they're the help, that's not somebody that you want to be with. But also, how are they with their family? What's their relationship? Are they close with their parents? Are they great fathers or mothers? How are they with their kids? I think that's really important too. I know your nieces, we had talked about that before, but when you look at how, especially with men, if they're fathers, are they present in it too? Because if not, what does that mean for you, and why are they not present? So that's something to look out for. But I think just really ultimately, how do they treat you? Are they kind? Are they loving? Are they nurturing? Are they concerned? Do they communicate well? How do they manage situations under pressure? If they're stressed out at work, are they irritable and rude to you, or do they talk about it? So I think those are all things that you want to look at too.
And also, I mean, again, we live in a very fast-paced world. I mean, especially bigger cities like New York, DC, Philly. I went on a date with this one guy. I hope he's not watching. I hope he never sees this, but whatever. I mean, I was like, in between some things a bunch of years ago, and I had known him though for a long time, and always sort of lusted after him from afar, right? Just like, we finally go on a date. We finally reconnect, and I was like, oh my God. Even my mom was like, you going out with who? What? She's peeking through the blinds because I was home this weekend when he came to pick me up, right? And we went to some restaurant, which was fine. It was sort of like a bar and grill. There was a lot of sports on. Okay, I love sports. Okay, fine. But then I took him to, I was going to a dance performance. I was home to go to a dance performance. And not saying that this is a deal breaker, because a lot of people don't like dance. I mean, they like it, but girl, he fell asleep. Wait. Fell asleep during the show.
No.
I'm like, what?
No.
And so he caught his second wind after the intermission. It was slow. It was dark. Great, And so, okay, fine. Then we went for a nightcap after, but by the time he was ready to drive me home, he was a little road ragey, and like anybody that walked near the car or kind of just like road raging out, and just like, no. But that wasn't the worst of it. The worst was this was a brother. This is a black man. Everyone who knows me knows how much I adore Serena Williams. I make no bones about it. She's my queen.
Yeah.
Hermes Venus, but she's my queen. So that. This person, he didn't say this to me directly, but I caught him online a few weeks later. We kind of stayed in touch, but like talking mad trash about Serena Williams, and laughing when people would say, "Oh, she's a dude," or "Oh, she's a dude," and just.
No.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Cut. Nah, we're not doing that.
He wasn't paying attention.
He wasn't paying attention.
You want somebody that pays attention.
Right. But also, I don't want to be with somebody that talks shit about Serena Williams, because we will go toe to toe.
I was saying, love her. Why would he then be rude and disrespectful? Especially even with the dancing. Why would he follow? You are a dancer. Sir. Why are you?
So yeah, I cut that off. But I think as I've gotten older, I wasn't so good at it when I was younger. But paying attention to those cues, or even when you're younger, you see them, and you see them. We all see them. But y'all out there listening, y'all know y'all see those red flags. Y'all know y'all see them. But you ignore them. You let them slide. You like this person. Maybe you've been single for a long time. Who the hell knows? I've done it. I've been there. I made some dumb ass choices.
Yeah. We've all been there. But I think when you're younger, you're so hungry, I think, for love. Especially like when you're out of high school, college, like you just want it. Sometimes you just settle. You see them, but you don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Get older, with maturity comes knowledge, which then you can say, what? Weren't the best decisions for me. He probably wasn't the best person, or she wasn't the best person for whatever reason. So I think it's all maturing like a fine wine. That's what I say.
And so when you're doing these profiles with your client, and are you also assessing the pattern of people they've chosen, the types?
So what do you mean? Are you saying,
like if you assess their past relationships, and in their profile they say, well, the last couple of people that I was with, they were, say, distant, verbally abusive. They were this, they were that. So do you see the patterns of the people that they're choosing?
Yes. Well, so that's why I say even if you do a dating resume, you can see someone's patterns, and you can see, because you'll go in depth talking about your past relationships. If you've had 4 relationships, they were either abusive, whether it was physical abuse or mental or emotional abuse, horrible relationships with family, just very aggressive behaviors. These are all things that are a pattern of the people that you choose. So those are things that you want to pay attention to. So yeah, our job's to kind of not match those people together.
Yeah. And not to get too deep and dark, but have you ever, God forbid, had a situation where you met someone and it turned out dangerous?
No, thank goodness. No, no, let's not put that out there, but no.
No, but I had to add. I was like,
yeah. No, that's a good question, but no, that has not happened.
And have you ever turned down a client, like look at their profile and be like, oh, hell no?
Yeah. I mean, there are sometimes it's just a no. And that's why some people have to trust the matchmaker and trust the process. I think that's why people hire matchmakers. So I tell people often, some of the things that you've done in the past have not worked, clearly. So we need to reassess and reevaluate some things. So I think they have to trust the matchmaker, trust the process, and leads to success. When people say, okay, I'm trusting you with this, that, and the other, they're very involved.
Yeah.
We don't just send them anyone.
Right.
Actively involved, but it's just trusting the process.
And is it rare that you have to decline someone as a client who's looking for love?
Yeah. It's very rare. Because there's a difference when you're intentionally wanting to find your person versus on a date just for the sake of dating, right? You can do that on dating apps. But for us, we believe in it. And as a matchmaker, I want to make sure that my client is being set with somebody who also believes in love and has that same goal. And y'all do. So I would never set somebody out with somebody that's like, oh yeah, I'm, just dating. I'm on the apps. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Well, then you're not for the client because you clearly are not serious or being intentional with how your dating pattern is. So, yeah.
So if you guys are just tuning in, first of all, thank you for watching. I know we're all back outside. It's Friday.
Friday.
I'm trying to keep you as early as possible to join a quick happy hour with me before you hit these streets. But I am talking with Jaida Pervis, and she is Executive Luxury Matchmaker and Relationship Strategist. And this has been so informative. And if you missed any of it, you can archive to my account like right after we're done. But I also want to ask, if you can remember, what's the oldest, most mature couple you linked? What's the age?
73. 73.
No!
Yes.
I love it.
73.
And was the match in their 70s also?
68.
Was the match in their 70s also? Were they both in their 70s?
Yeah. No.
I love it.
See? Yeah.
73. Yeah. That is so beautiful. I mean, listen. Love can happen, y'all. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up
on love.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, there you are. So before I let you go, because I don't want us to run out of time, because Instagram is back to that 1 hour limit rule. I know you said you wanted to maybe branch off, if you're able to talk freely about that, into your own, have your own boutique service, and talk about that and tell us why you're making that decision.
So my company is more based on coaching, just because I know we talked earlier about the science behind dating and what that entails. And there's so much information out there. I think if people had a relationship expert or a dating coach to help them maneuver their dating, some of the patterns, some of the things that they do would not continue. And it's something I'm very passionate about. So I've coached a lot of people, a lot of couples. I've coached a lot of friends into getting out of their own way, which is huge in dating because people tend to stand in their own way. So my company is going to focus more on that. Like I said, I have a podcast. I know we talked about this in New York. It will be launching probably in about 2 weeks. It's called Flirting with Forever.
Yes! That's a great name.
Thank you. So I'll send you the details too, so that you can. And I would love to have you on. We can do. Another conversation.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you said, this could be for another to me, the whole race thing is a whole other conversation. But that you want to focus more on
women
Black folk, color,
yeah.
the village.
People of color, yes. Just because it's important.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need the assistance, and there's kind of a lack of that representation out there. And I want to be that person. So I'm excited. It's big things are happening. So I definitely will have to keep you informed and let you know and have you on, of course.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so excited for this. Flirting with Forever, joined by _J. Is that someone from your group too?
That's someone from my company. Yeah.
Yes. And so you're in, hey Isa. Isa works with us at Summer Stage. So you're in DC.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think DC used to be, still is, kind of sort of a chocolate city. Is that still a thing?
Just joking. It is. No, it definitely is. But you know, the benefit with DC is that everything is so close. You've got DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Everything is there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of need in the DMV. So,
Yeah.
but I don't want to just focus here. I definitely want to people, wherever
Everybody need love. And before I forget to ask, does your company now, and will your company, is it, gay, straight, cisgender, non-traditional, non-binary?
all are welcome. All are welcome.
Yes, because love is love, baby.
Love is love. That's
I love that.
my point. Love is love. You love who you love. Love is love. Everybody deserves love, and I want to be their advocate and a cheerleader to help them get it. So,
yes. Oh, this is so great. I'm so glad you came on to talk to me.
Thank you for having me. It's so good to see your beautiful face every time.
Oh, you too. It was so funny. So after she and I were on the train, guys, our train was packed, crowded, and I think it was the train itself was going on to either Georgia. It was going somewhere far, right?
It was far. I don't even know. It was
right. So they broke us up by our destination on the train. So I had to be in the Philly car. You had to be in the DC car, and she and I are texting back.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, it was so good to meet you. All of this after a cocktail at the New York train station.
Yes. So listen, please stay in touch. If you're in New York anytime in the next couple of weeks, you gotta let me know. Come to Summer Stage. We'll hang out.
Yes.
Fun in the sun.
Yeah.
And good luck with your podcast. Please let me know when it's up so I can share the link. And just good luck with everything. Thank you for what you do to bring love into the world.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You are a beautiful soul, and I'm so.
Aw, thank you. You too, my love. All right. Do you know how to let yourself out? There's like a little X, I think, on the top there. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Oh my God. Love is love. Miss Jaida Pervis. Was that amazing? Oh, I learned so much from that. And more to come. Flirting with Forever. I love that. So if you missed any of this, you can see go back on my channel here. It'll also be on my YouTube channel before the weekend is out, dannIGeeLive. And what else do I have to tell you about? So you guys, I've been promoting my Summer Stage dance season. Finally begins next week. The first show is a combo at Central Park with Passion Fruit Dance Company, who are based here in New York, as well as Art Move Concepts, who are coming from France, guys, to perform at Summer Stage. And there's a flyer. I'm so excited. So there's that. Oh, wait, let me get out of there before I... Hold on, guys. So that was actually the wrong asset. Oops. Hold on, kids. Hold on. Cancel that. Sorry, guys. Cancel that. Yes. Oh, can you guys hear that sound? But anyway, they're coming next week. I meant to put up a photo. There was a video. So anyway, they're coming next week. And then on Friday, the 15th, I will be in Flushing, Corona, Queens, Flushing Meadow Park with Le Ballet Afrique, starring the legendary ballroom, legend Omari Wiles, as well as 90 Chin Dance Company. So there's so much coming up this week. And also my rescheduled live in-person dannIGeeLive. Let me see if I can find that photo. I finally got a reschedule after I had to cancel because, the COVID. But This will be happening on July 14th at the Greenwich House Music School in the Village next Thursday, the 14th. All of this info is in my bio, in the link tree in my bio. So you've got Summer Stage Dance starting next Wednesday, July 13th in Central Park. You've got my first ever in-person IG Live. Yes, Amari, yes. My first ever dannIGeeLive in person at the Greenwich House Music School next Thursday, the 14th. Then in Flushing Meadows, Queens, with more Summer Stage Dance, with a workshop. There's workshops happening. There's all kinds of things happening. It's all free. It's all free. It's all free, except for my live life. Anyway, go to my bio. The links are there. There's great dance and music coming up. So much going on in New York. You know, so if you come to see us at Summer Stage, we appreciate you because we know you've got choices. You got many choices now, but just go out, be outside, but stay safe. I don't know what else to tell you. Thank you again to Jaida Pervis. Please, I will follow up with her in 2 weeks once her podcast launches and make sure I share that as well. Thank you guys always for watching. Love is love. Stay safe. Thank you for always being so supportive. And I hope to see you at one of my shows in Summer Stage. Okay. Have a great weekend. Bye.